I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that I have to choose the time that I put into people to find out, are they willing to put in the work and the time themselves?
Wherever you feel fear, that's where
You've got to become the person that will attract over 200 different cognitive biases.
The real work in any business is thinking. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the NMPD podcast on finding leadership within. We are so excited to bring to you another episode with an amazing leader. For those of you who have not been here before, my name is Cody DeGraff, and I'm here with my co-host, Gabriel Klingman.
What is up? What is up? Welcome. Today we got Mona. Huge shout out to her. It is 11:30 p.m. at this time that she's doing this. So just for that, go ahead and hit that like button. Show her some love. Back to you, Code.
Awesome. Yes. And we are so excited to have Mona Christensen on the show with us today. Now, for those of you who don't know Mona, she's a phenomenal businesswoman who has made a massive success in the network marketing industry. Before her success, she was actually a psychotherapist, which I'm really curious to learn more about. She just understands the mind, very successful with that, but was able to transform thousands of lives by simply helping people in their own business grow. So we are so excited to learn about what she has to share with us today. So Mona, how are you doing all the way from Denmark? Is that right?
Yes, I'm in Denmark. I'm outside Copenhagen and it is 11:30 p.m. here. A little tired. It's been a long, busy day, but I love being here with you guys.
Well, we really appreciate your sacrifice of sleep and just being willing to be with us and share with all of these people that want to be able to grow their business in network marketing. So we like to start off the interview with a fun icebreaker, if you will. It's we call it the 5 random. And we basically just ask you 5 totally random questions that are not even relevant to the profound ones of this interview. So are you ready to go with us on that?
No.
I love the honesty.
Perfect. We'll skip beyond all those then. All right. So no.
I haven't prepared for that. I mean, what is it?
It's wonderful. Perfect. It's wonderful. Just trust us on this, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
Give it to me.
All right. So question number 1, licorice or chocolate?
Oh, chocolate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I feel like that's honestly such a giveaway. Okay. If you had the choice, would you go blind, deaf, or lose your sense of taste?
I would lose my sense of taste because then I wouldn't be so addicted to chocolate.
This
brilliant.
is great.
Brilliant. I can so relate to that.
Yes.
So relate.
Okay. Question number 3. $1,000. If you were given $1,000 to invest in these 2 things, would it be $1,000 in Bitcoin or $1,000 in gold?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I love both. But let's do gold. Gold is good.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. I heard that gold is not to become rich, but to stay not poor.
That is a really great way to put that.
That's
really great.
That's total wisdom. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. Okay. If you could spend a day with anyone in the world, past or present, who would it be?
I think it would be one of the ancient philosophers from Greece. That would be really, really interesting because they have some really like all-time thoughts about humans and how humans work. Yeah. But they lived in a completely different time. So what's his name? Aristoteles.
Aristotle.
I think that would be really cool to spend a day with him.
That's pretty sweet. That's an awesome answer.
That is probably my favorite answer to any random 5 question that we've gotten so far. I so appreciate that.
All right. And then the final question is, if you had to save the world and you were allowed to bring one superhero with you, who would that superhero be?
It would be anyone in network marketing because I think people in network marketing there's a lot of superheroes in network marketing.
I love that. That's a beautiful answer. And what a great segue into our next question too. So that's awesome.
So this, I love personally the 5 random section. That's the hardest part of the interview. It's done all easy from here, right? I love our 5 random because I really feel like we get to know our guests on a way that's really personal. It's a way that they don't really interact with in a lot of other podcasts.
So you're psychoanalyzing this?
Oh, absolutely. I am all about absolutely. This is that's my jam.
Okay.
That being said, I'm gonna let you tell us about yourself in your own words. What is your story? How did you become the network marketing success that you are?
I think it was like a lot of things that suddenly aligned that and I was at a point in my life where I felt that I had to do this. I had no other choice. If I wanted to be the daughter that I want, that the mother, the person that I really wanted to be, then network marketing success was my only choice. I had started my psychotherapy business, and I love working with people. I really love working with people, but I
Mm,
got depressed myself sitting all day with people with very heavy problems. I needed this celebration. I needed to like release the potential with other people,
mhm,
create people that were living free lives. And I felt as a psychotherapist, I was only like taking them from the bottom up to a normal level. I wanted also to take them from the normal level and above.
mm,
And also like my whole private situation was that I didn't choose. I grew up with in a family of entrepreneurs, so I loved the idea and the thoughts, but I wasn't very successful, to be honest. So
mm,
I had to get a job, and no offense, it's good, it's safe, it's nice. And suddenly I found myself in a situation where I got pregnant without being in a relationship. I
mm,
chose to have the baby. I couldn't keep my job. I had to start as a psychotherapist.
Mm,
And 10 days after I gave birth, my father fell ill with a very heavy stroke. And my mother needed me, my father needed me, and my son needed me. So, and I was in psychotherapy where I needed to sit in that chair talking to people to earn money.
mm,
That was not the solution. I needed to have an income that I could do anywhere
mm,
on
mm,
my phone, at nighttime, so I needed to have another way of income. And I started studying this network marketing. I think I've bought so many packs from people that I know, and I really wanted to support them. I just never did anything. I
mm,
bought the starting pack, and then I never did anything. And suddenly I just realized, well, I have this business opportunity, and I started watching videos. I'm like, this is good, this is really interesting, this is what I need.
yeah.
And as soon as that clicked, I went to work and I did whatever it took, and I worked my butt off to get to the level that I wanted to be. I had to make a living doing this for my father's sake, for my mother's sake, and for my son. And finding out that being a psychotherapist and my whole experience as an entrepreneur kind of, completely clicked with this thing, that I felt this is where I belong. This is where I can really do what I wanted to do with my life. And suddenly I also found out that, like, for, I don't know what you can call, like, spiritual reasons, personal reasons,
Mm,
I had an urge to do something to change the world,
yeah.
but I didn't want to go out and save the whales or anything. But I knew I had a mission in me. And I found out that mission was to work with people to create financial freedom.
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Wow. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. And with that being said, I mean, obviously, you understand the mind being a psychotherapist. You understand how people think, why people feel certain things the way that they feel based off of their thoughts. And with that being said, if you could just kind of put yourself, let's just kind of put it into this way. Let's just say that I become you sponsor me in the business, all right, and I become a representative of your company. And I'm all excited about it because it's going to take me to new heights. It's going to bring me to, like, in my mind, this is the vehicle that is going to help me change my life financially. So then I start sharing this opportunity with my family, my friends. I start sharing the business, the products, the services, whatever it is. And let's just say that they all completely reject me. They all tell me that it's a pyramid scheme. They all say that you're never going to be successful. I mean, we're talking about the people that I love and hold near and dear to my heart. What is your mentorship to me in that moment when I go through that process?
I would say different things. First of all, maybe you're going out too strong, too fast with something that you don't know
Mm,
enough about. I think too many people are running around with like fire in their hair once they get
mm,
signed in, instead of like understanding what this is.
yeah.
And take a couple of rejections from your family, but you should not base your business on your family. If your whole business is based on friends and family, it won't last long. And to be honest, I don't want to sign in all my friends and my family. I want to work with people that I can argue with, that I can,
Mm,
I don't want to work with my friends. I want to take time off and be with my friends where I don't talk about work.
yeah. Yeah.
So what I suggest is that look for the people that you want to work with. Who do you want to work with? If you can choose anyone in the whole world to work with, who do you want to work with?
Mm,
And
yeah.
think big, think unlimited. I want to work with people that are like this, that are like this, that are like this. Super. Go talk to them. I think it's called network marketing because you have to create and work your network.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
and,
no, that's
and
so
you
true.
have to you have to, if you can't make and build your network, you will never be able to make it. You have to make new friends all the time, but not personal private friends.
Right. And then the people that, that say no to you, like, what do you do? You just keep, obviously don't keep pestering those people. Do you ever come back to them? Or what do you do as far as, you know,
I love to tease them. I really love to tease them in a sense where
interesting. Yeah.
sometimes I want to tell them, you know what, I have an interview tonight, I'm online on the in the United States and blah, 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 all this. And I'm like, sometimes they're like, why did you never try to recruit me?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, no. I mean, like, if you want, if you want to join me, that's fine. And some people, they go, it's like, I might join you, Mona. I might work with you, Mona. I'm like, sure, whatever. Call me tomorrow because I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't want to be pushy. And they can sometimes ask me for 4 or 5 times. So should we set up a meeting? I'm like, yeah, sure, but I don't have time this week.
Oh my, that's
So
great. So
call me
you're,
next weekend and we'll set up a meeting, because I don't want to ever give out the impression that I am needy, or that I've signed them in too early,
yeah.
or that you just try to trick me into this. No, you have to be eager to work with me. You have to be willing to work. And I don't want to sign people in who are not willing to start working right away.
Yeah. That's so good. Oh man.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So sometimes I even tell people we have had a good three-way call, we have had a good meeting. And I said, you know what? Think about it and call me tomorrow.
Mm,
Think about it and call me tomorrow. And if that person cannot call me the day afterwards, they're not going to make it for long. And I feel like my job is investing time in people.
yeah.
And I compare it to investing money in buildings. And some buildings are not worth investing money in. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that I have to choose the time that I put into people to find out, are they willing to put in the work and the time themselves?
Come on. So, with that being said, we've talked to quite a few people, and everyone has a very different answer to this question. And the question is, what are the criteria that you have when it comes to deciding on who to invest in and who not to? So, you just named a few things right there. Being able to follow through, being able to be consistent, and people who want it. Are there any other criteria that you look for?
Um, of course, I shouldn't say that I'm only exclusive this kind of people, but I do like people that have a sense of humor. Humor is so important to me because humor can solve so many things. But I also like to work with people that where we can talk real talk. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't, because if we're talking like the emotional process, the personal growth, I have to be able to say to you, you know what? You're completely wrong. I have to tell you, you're going off in a wrong direction. And if people are not willing to be coached, I don't want to invest in them. And a lot of people think they know everything from the beginning. And it's not like I want to brainwash them, but if they can't take my experience and what I have, how can I help them?
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, you know, and the crazy thing too, I mean, you have been in this industry for 20 years, is that correct? Or how
Yeah.
long has it been? Maybe a little
Yeah.
over. And you know, I've actually learned that it took you like 8 years that you just struggled. It was 7 or 8 years, is that right? That you just
Yeah.
struggled in the very beginning. Like how in the world did you push through that 8 years? Like what caused you, why didn't you quit? Like I mean, cuz that's a long time. A lot of people can't even make it past 30 days sometimes in their struggle.
I think that the business opportunity changed. Like one of the first companies I ever put time into. This is, I really love thinking back at this. It was a company that offered video streaming. Video
Yeah.
streaming was going to be big back then,
Yeah, yeah.
and we sold like subscriptions to video streaming. And then suddenly something came out called YouTube, and it was for free.
Yeah.
And I just saw that I cannot go around selling subscription for live streaming when you can do it all on YouTube for free. So I think there's a lot of things that has to be in place for you to find the right company, find the right fire within you, the right motivation, and you have to have a certain. Sometimes you have to have a certain level of I don't give a damn.
Come on.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Come on.
Pardon my French, but you have to. I think some people, a lot of young people have it nowadays on the social media where they don't care about what people think.
Right.
And my generation, I think, is much more vain to, oh, what does people think of me, and what do you think the neighbors are going to think? And once you get to past that point where I said, you know what, I don't care what they think,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
actually none of my business what they think.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't want people trying to figure out what I think, so why should I go around trying to figure out what they think? And that's when you for real can start to become an inspiration to other people, that you can take leadership because you can unfold yourself. And when you unfold yourself, people will mirror that and say, oh my God, if she can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah. Mm.
I don't when I do like presentations and meetings, and I don't try to be perfect, because perfect people don't exist.
Mm. Yeah.
And if people think they have to be perfect to have success, then we're killing it. So when I make mistakes, and I sometimes find myself in the middle of a meeting with 500 people and I have gum in my mouth, I'm like, oh my God, sorry, I have gum. I take it out. And people love that because it's so down to earth.
Yeah. That's
Come
great.
on.
That's awesome.
And I think we need more of that. We have too many perfect people that I know are not perfect behind the scenes.
So that entire answer, listening to that, there were bits and pieces that I imagine you have gotten kind of that perspective through your job as a psychotherapist before. So my question is, are there other, like, what are some of the insights that you were able to bring from your previous job into network marketing that other people who don't have that experience might not realize?
It's too big a question, because there's so many things. I mean, there's so many things. Like when people call me and they have all these problems, like, oh, I think I'm stuck, and blah 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 blah, and I do the whole psychotherapy thing, where I'm like, you know, and I love stuff like when people call me like, I have something is stopping me. You know, you get that something is stopping me. Something is and I know nothing is stopping you.
Yeah.
Nothing is stopping you but yourself. So that's when I go digging into people and say, how is it that you are stopping yourself? I need to know how you are stopping yourself, because you are creating this. And especially in network marketing, we can see people that reach high ranks in a few months. We can see people that are making a lot of money. So tell me how it is that you are not doing that.
Yeah,
Come on.
man, that's so good. And I can only imagine that there's so much that you can just learn, even just so much power that you have within yourself, just because it's your mind that tells you these things. Like you allow things to be said. That's
Yeah.
so interesting. And
And the business is already made. That's what I love about network marketing. The business is already made, and you can see a lot of people in your company doing it different ways.
yeah,
So it's up to you.
yeah,
How do you want to do it? Which tools do you want? All the tools are out there, and they're even free a lot of places.
yeah. Seriously, no, that's totally amazing.
Seriously, I've never seen so much free training as in network marketing. So, and people listen to it, but they don't use it. They're sitting there with their axe and their shovel and everything, and they just don't do it.
Yeah.
What do you think holds people back? What do you think is one of the things that keep people from taking things from knowledge and putting it into action?
It's basically the short answer is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of standing alone, fear of even fear of success. Who will I become if I'm not a failure anymore?
That's so
a very
good.
difficult question to answer.
I have to say, Mona, I mean, so there's a chapter in this amazing book that you actually wrote, and that's what really, and there's so many things I could say about your chapter. That's unbelievable. And I absolutely love what you've written in here, and it's so true. When you say that you want to be a down to earth person, you really prove that in this chapter in a big, big way. But I also think that the title of the chapter really suits you well. Wisdom wins, and I think that is truly just within you so much. You have so much wisdom that you can bring out to everybody. But I just want to remind everybody that has not read this book yet or gotten this book to please pick this book up, because it's unbelievable and it's got some amazing authors in it, and Mona is one of them. So we'll leave the link in the description for you guys to pick that up. But yeah, I mean, like, do you have any other books at all that you have written at all? Because I was trying to look around and see if there was any books that you personally have written yet.
No.
My goodness, Mona, you need to write your own book.
I know, but I'm so many people. I mean, like I'm coaching all the time and I think that's very important, is that people just call me and said, I need your advice. And I love even coaching people from other companies. And I said, you know what? I feel like if more people in the industry would work for the industry and not just their own company, we would have such a better industry. And we need it. We need to stick together and work as a whole for the industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. What would be the title of your book? I'm not going to say if, but when you decide to write it, what will be the title of a book?
Yeah.
I think it will be called when network marketing becomes a heartfelt passion.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, you need to start writing that book, because I'm going to read it. I'm going to be one of the first people for the pre-sale.
Exactly. Once
You'll be
you've written it,
the first one to send it to.
Exactly. We'll have you back on. We'll promote the hell out of it. It'll be fantastic.
So, okay, so you recently Facebook this, and I wanted you to expand on it if you would. So you said things are only impossible until they are not. So do you mind just kind of sharing what was on your mind when you posted that?
I think it's just like looking back on time. It's both in the big. At one point, people couldn't fly, and now we're flying every day.
Yeah.
And you see it also with sports stars. I don't remember what it was called. It was called the 3-minute mile, I think it was called. Is that once somebody has done it, then it's not impossible anymore. Then more people will do it. And the same thing is in our own lives. Like when you challenge yourself and you said, oh no, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't get up on stage and talk in front of 800 people. I cannot do it. And once you have done it, then you can do it again.
Right. You've proven you can do it. Yeah.
Yes. So it's actually like just the first time that's the hardest. And you can challenge yourself in so many ways. Last time I challenged myself well, one of the last times I challenged myself was like a big water slide. And I have it on film. I was screaming, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, all the way down because it was so scary. And just the craziest things is that I could do it again. And I also did like karaoke with one of my team leaders, and we were both like, no, we're not going to do this. I'm like, we're going to do this.
Do you want to do some karaoke right now?
Just because that we don't want to do it, then we have to do it. We have to get on stage and do karaoke. And it sounded bad, but we still have the picture and we're like, yeah, we did it.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So it doesn't have to be like helicopter rides, or, it can sometimes just be when you challenge yourself and, you become bigger. You can feel you're growing, when you do stuff like that. And I love that feeling that it's impossible. I can't do it. I would never be able to ... And then you do it and then you're able to. So it's impossible until it's not impossible anymore.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I love that.
Absolutely. With that, you actually touched on something that I want to bring up. And it's the idea of living outside of your comfort zone. We often ask, and we ask people, what was the last time? When was the last time, rather, that you were outside of your comfort zone? And it sounds like to me, you tend to live most of your life outside of your comfort zone. Is that right?
No.
Okay,
It's just once in a while. Just once in a while. Mostly, I stay at home and I'm comfortable, and I challenge myself just enough to not to get too much into. But sometimes I just really have to hit that hard to really grow.
Yeah.
Because like everybody else, it's really comfortable, it's really safe to stay here in the comfort zone. And I like being here as well. But once in a while, I really need to get out there and just feel it. And of course, in my career in network marketing, being on stage, bigger crowds, being in a book, being on shows like this is still outside my comfort zone. I remember 5 years ago, I remember I wanted to write a book, but just the feeling of seeing my pictures on the back of the book, it gave me the chills. I was like, no, I will never be able to do that. And then I started the whole process, and I took, and then I'm like, I have to write this book. I have to get this process started.
Yeah.
So I actually started with just saying, okay, I could take the picture with a professional photographer. That would be a start, So suddenly, you tend to do the small steps into a big thing.
Yeah. And is there, and I'm going to take this question, just kind of going off trail a little bit here, but who are some people in your life that have actually helped you specifically with your network marketing business? Do you have any people that come to mind that really helped you start? Or were you all by yourself, like for the very beginning?
Coaches, writers,
coaches, mentorship
that I work with.
Yeah, just because something I've realized, in my experience with network marketing is there's a lot of people that actually have uplines that just quit. They just straight up leave. And, there will always be another upline, but I guess the question I have is like, did you ever feel like you were alone in the process of your growth in network marketing, or did you actually always have some mentors? And if maybe who are some of these mentors that you personally had?
Well, one of the persons that I really enjoy is John Haremsa.
Oh yeah. We actually did an interview with him a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
love John.
He's a servant leader, and servant leadership, I think, is so important.
Yeah.
Like when people see that it's a pyramid structure, I see it differently. I see it like a tree, where the leaders are the trunks that actually have to like suck all the nutrition and the moist out of the soil and bring it upwards. And John Haremsa is really a servant leadership, and he's a big person, but with very, very humble. I love that.
Yeah, he's got a very, it's funny, when we were doing the interview with him, he was very gentle-hearted, it seemed. Like every time we spoke with him, he just very, very caring, very much, takes every question that we had. And I feel the same way about you, by the way. Like, you're very gentle-hearted, but you're a little spitfire too. I got to say that. Well, that's awesome.
It's fun.
So, okay. So we only have a few more questions. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
And because I know it's probably like midnight right now for you. My goodness,
Yeah.
it's already in the morning for you right now. So thanks
No,
for
it's
hanging.
fine.
Thanks for sticking with us here. So, okay. So another question would be, and this one's a little different, but we always ask everybody that comes on the show the same question. And it's this: if you, and it, not to sound morbid here, but let's say that you're on your deathbed and you have all the people that you love that are around you. What would be the final piece of advice that you would give them? You can take your time. It doesn't even have to pertain to network marketing. It could be anything that you want.
I think like my whole motto is remember to have fun.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
It's so simple. Have fun. Have all the fun that you can have.
Do you think people don't actually, do you think people don't feel privileged to have fun, or they don't like almost like guilty trying to have fun, or what brings that to mind?
I think we're very we're very vain. We're very almost stuck up sometimes.
Yeah,
And we think that we have to pretend to have a certain character or something.
Yeah.
And suddenly, like, if you suddenly then laugh and coffee comes out your nose, then it's really embarrassing. And for me, this is where everything starts. All right, now now we're having fun. Now we're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that whole facade thing. And I really find that humor and laughter and smiling is where we really meet people. It's how we connect.
Yeah. No, that's so good. I told my wife actually the other day, you reminded me of this. I'm like, one of my goals now is to make you laugh at least once a day. I mean, obviously I want to make her laugh more than once a day, but I want to intentionally make you laugh at least once a day, because I feel like that would be super helpful.
Yeah. Because people that we laugh with, we like.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I use a lot of humor, and I have like the worst jokes, like real dad jokes, because I'm trying to look for humor where it doesn't offend anyone, and it's not political or religious or anything. And then it's always something with ducks or something really, really 9-year-old. But even though it's really stupid, I see people smiling. And so I'm like, that's fine. It made you smile, and that's enough.
You're bringing life to people. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Dad jokes. I love that.
I love it. Well, we are bringing this interview to a close. And so we want to give you a chance to plug anything that you might be working on, and to really hear about what's next for you. So our final question is exactly that. What is next for Mona?
Well, this year I'm getting married. So right now everything is like wedding.
Yeah.
You're probably looking for something more professional, but
not at all. That was great.
No, that's No, that's amazing. Congratulations. That's huge.
Thank you.
That's huge. You know where you're having the wedding?
Yeah, the 7th of August.
Yep. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna put that in my calendar, and I will Facebook you.
Come on over. We're gonna have a big reception, so come on over, and it would be really fun.
Gabe and I will be a couple wedding crashers. Yeah.
Absolutely. We've done some fun things back in the day, so this would be a blast.
Yes. Seriously.
Well, Mona, thank you so much for your time and your wisdom. You have such a unique perspective, especially in this network marketing industry. And I always say this, but I truly mean it. I have learned so much just in the last 30 or 40 minutes that we've been talking. And I guarantee, Cody has felt the same. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, you guys.
Thank you. Everyone watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, show Mona some love. Remember, we're going to have more interviews for you every single week.
And one last thing. Hey, how do you say goodbye in Danish?
Farvel.
Farvel?
Farvel.
For now.
Farvel.
Bye-bye.
For